Who's a good oink? Who's daddy's oink? Who's that? Oh, you are! Yes, you are. Alright, this works.
Awesome. Could you build a gyro stabilizer for the nest?
I can only make kind of simple things. Like flow capsules. Hold on, let me show you. Just take a bit of rust, and... And here it is, a brand new capsule. Just need to activate it during combat in order to use it.
Oh, so no gyro stabilizer then?
Sorry.
No need to be sorry. No worries. This is good. I mean, this is great. Really great. If you could just explain to me what the flow capsules do when you get a chance. 'Cause I missed that part. The apple brew is ready!
So what are we waiting for?
It's a bit late to start cooking food.
Aww.
That's a whole lot better than Kinovision, isn't it?
You're right, but I still find it a little uneventful.
That's harsh. When the sun just disappeared beyond the horizon, that was quite a twist. Do you think the sun will rise tomorrow? Or is the world going to descend in darkness? A real cliffhanger.
Pass me the bottle instead of talking blood.
I think it's empty.
Ah, blood. I still can't believe we made it.
Well, it wasn't a big bottle or anything.
I meant we made it here, on Source.
Yeah, the odds weren't in our favor.
You mean you would have bet against yourself?
Considering the general condition of the ship, the meshing of the patrols, and the distance we had to go, definitely.
So, why did you agree to follow me here?
Because you asked me to. What? Did I say something wrong?
No. Is your chair comfortable?
Why?
Mine is a bit big, just for myself.
Come sit.
Do you regret it?
What?
Following me?
Why would I regret that? Just look at this sky. Look at us. What is there to regret?
I don't know. The people? Don't you miss that? Seeing people?
Honestly? No. I did have friends and colleagues. When we left the apiary, at first, I thought I would miss them. I thought that after a while, I would feel a void. I need to see them again. But that hasn't happened yet. Actually, I consider myself pretty lucky to have you. Asking for more would seem egotistical or ungrateful. Anyway, I don't think I should be telling you these things, or else you'll end up realizing that I don't deserve you.
Do you really think that?
I don't know. A little bit?
I find that comforting, because I'm thinking that too, all the time.
That I don't deserve you?
No, idiot. That I don't deserve you.
Would you look at us, not deserving one another?
You know what? I think the world doesn't deserve us.
That was incredibly sweet. Welcome, guys, back. We got some more Haven. Another episode.
What are you doing outside this late?
A cutting of Catala spirata. That way, we won't have to walk to reach remote islets.
When did we ever walk to go somewhere?
Manner of speaking. You can nitpick, or you can help me out.
What do I need to do?
Give it a little love.
Alright, let's see.
Oh no, we're out of meds.
Should I kiss it so it'll feel better?
Yes, but I think we should also make more meds.
Did I make vents?
It's kind of a regressive dish, isn't it?
Why'd you say that?
Well, there's a lot of fat and carbs. You're usually more fine dining.
That's true. There's more if you want.
Definitely.
Cupcake! Cupcake! It's horrible! What's going on, Muffin? The cookie gang has struck again! They're threatening to dump a load of yeast in the cakeful water supply! Oh no. That would mean... Yes! As soon as the citizens taste this water, they will start puffing up! And then they will no longer be able to enter their own homes! We must stop them! This is a mission for... Muffin and Cupcake! Da-da-da-da!
Can I play?
Not if you're gonna make a mockery of it, no.
No, for real. I'm bored and you look like you're having fun, so...
Okay. You can be Muffin. Have you ever watched the show?
No, but I think I get the gist.
Okay, so the Cookie Gang is threatening to contaminate Cakeville's water supply, and we need to stop them.
Ooh, Cupcake. What a nice dress you have.
Thank you, Muffin.
I'm wondering what's underneath it.
What are you doing?
Oh, Cupcake.
There it is. I knew you were just gonna poke fun.
No, come on, Kay. Come back. I sincerely wanted to play dolls with you. But Muffin and Cupcake also have emotions, you know.
Muffin, what is happening to us?
Alright, let's say there is in fact a station on Lonero. What would you say to my mom?
Well, first off, I would ask for explanations about source, but also about this whole Hornets business. I'm sure the council has more important things to do than worry about two boring escapees. Can you imagine the cost of such an operation? Just for us? It must be a misunderstanding. Considering her ties to the council, she could probably clear it up.
What if there is no misunderstanding?
Then we're in deep loot.
Oh Oh no.
Should I?
Yes, but I think we should all.
Don't. I'm confused.
Improve what, exactly?
Wait, let's go back. That's the source coming out of the planet? Interesting.
How about we pack a little dish for Burble? You never know, we might have to call on her.
And maybe pack a little something for ourselves.
So we gotta cook. We gotta make food. How do I put those things in there? Or maybe do they just come with us?
Kay, we need to talk.
Should I be worried?
Yes. No. Maybe. Promise me you won't be mad.
I can't promise anything without knowing what this is about.
It's about your skidding skills.
Oh.
Let's just say that you could use some extra training.
Okay, show me.
You're not mad?
Why would I be mad? I love to learn new things.
You have a handle on this. Perfect.
I have to say, I have an excellent teacher.
Well, you passed the test. Let's get back to business. So? Oh, it actually worked.
Like I told you, love can do miracles. That and cutting enhancing hormones. Now we just need to see if it works.
Burble.
I knew she could never resist my cooking. All right, shall we go for a ride?
Only if Burble agrees.
I think that Burble will agree to anything if we save a plate for her.
Oh, there she
I
is.
really like this smell. It's almost like freshly cut grass. Except it isn't cut. So, just grass, I guess.
Thank you, Burble.
I can slow down a bit if you want.
And get caught by the hornets? No thanks.
Flow burst!
You sleepy?
No. I'm just unwinding.
We'll need to wait a little bit for it to grow.
This is no time to yawn.
Actually, it is. Yawning has a thermal regulating effect that allows you to regain acuity and... Very funny.
You know, it's actually nice to walk.
Ha!
Before you interrupted me, I was about to say, in small doses. All good. We're out of reach. Again? We're all good.
sharp turn.
Will you leave us alone?
A job well done. Come on, it can't be. He's ripe for the picking.
Harvest time.
You?
Yep, saw that. Who's next?
Hope you're not afraid of heights.
I feel like she's avoiding us.
If you see a hornet, just scream, okay?
I think that's what I would do naturally.
I have some bad news.
What? You found another sea, didn't you?
Yes!
Every little bit helps. Picking up. What? What is it?
I know this greenhouse.
You mean you've been here before?
What? No, of course not. I know this model. It's an HPX-2. I worked on derivatives of this model while at X-Nova.
And is it a good one?
It's an old one, but I would love to know how it's held up so well all this time. Why stop here? Watch your six. Should've run faster, big guy. Good thing we don't have to scrub. What are we gonna do with all this rust?
I'm sure we'll figure it out. Another one.
Let's get it over with.
And done. Who's next? Can you see where you're going?
Yeah. Yeah, no worries.
You know, we don't have to clean up the whole island.
We don't have to do anything. That's the best part. Aren't we getting close to lunchtime?
Don't ask me. I'm always hungry.
On the night crawlers.
We've never seen that one before.
Maybe it only comes out at night.
With a mug like that, I'd avoid daylight too. You saw that too, didn't you? Was I just dreaming?
Yeah. It's like the critter vanished with the rust.
And we agree that that's not a normal thing, right?
Wouldn't that mean that it was made entirely of rust?
I don't like this.
In the future, I think we should avoid these guys as much as we can.
No objection from me. Too bad there's no one here to watch us do this. Hey, it feels really nice in here.
That's the point. Although it's not supposed to be flooded.
On the other hand, the water temperature is perfect. It almost feels like we should go for a swim. Or something else.
We could make that happen.
Kay? I think someone's watching.
What? Quick, step back.
Hey, don't take it so personally. How could we have known someone was already there? Your turn.
I got this.
Done and done. That's how we rock.
So, anyway, still want to take a dip?
Now that I'm aware that this thing might have laid its eggs in here, no thank you. Didn't you want to take a closer look at the greenhouse?
I did.
That was really
So,
gross.
you used to build stuff like this?
No, I was more on the research side. but my work contributed to the improvement of stuff like this. Yes.
For instance?
I don't think you'd understand.
You were speaking to someone who could disassemble a flow engine before having his first facial hair.
That's not quite the same, but okay. For example, I was working on a graviton methionine nanosynthesizer project.
Well, of course, if you put it like that.
Think of it as a fertilizer powered by gravitational force.
Much better. That I understand. Anyway, did you find anything interesting?
As you might guess, there isn't much left that's functional. And not a lot of info as to how Exonova was involved. But I think I found everything I needed to fix up the nest's nano greenhouse.
Ah, awesome. Now we'll be able to grow something other than apple dews.
Or cultivate rare flowers?
Why? Are you still interested in studying the plant's reproductive system or something?
No. Mostly because they're pretty.
Oh, okay. If they're pretty, that works for me. And if they don't stink, please no more stinky flowers like the ones you brought last time.
Promise. Are you okay?
Ah. You know, I'm starting to get tired of being beat up by every critter that comes around.
It's not their fault. It's the rust that's pushing them to act against their will.
So, if I understand you correctly, you're telling me that you're siding with the critter that beat up your boyfriend?
Can we rewind a bit?
Oh no. Too late, funny guy. Now you have to be twice as sensitive to my needs while I recover from these wounds.
Understood. We have a bunch of helicobaciniums.
Oh, helicaps.
Sure, helicaps. If we get back to the nest, I'll be able to fix up something to heal you.
I'd like that.
Perfect!
Kay, you're bugging out. You have to make a choice.
Did you see this collection, though? Whoever was in charge of this greenhouse knew what they were doing.
We can't take everything.
I know. It's just too hard to decide.
Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and da-da-da-da-da-da. To pick the very best one, and that is Y-O-U, you are it.
The fire fluke? Excellent choice.
If you initiate a hug, and it's usually just by standing still, they will heal each other. And I think that is the sweetest thing ever. I really adored this couple. Okay.
Come on, grow, little bud. You can do it. Can we go back the other way?
As you wish.
Okay, I'm sorry to say it. I can't go any further without eating something.
Same here. We need to take a food break. we've circled back.
Bloot, we're all out of cure.
We'll need to be brave a little longer.
Are you sleeping?
Of course not.
Hornets?
Yeah. Can you imagine if some more came while we were sleeping? They could just pick us right up.
I thought about that. I thought we could take shifts. One sleeps while the other is standing guard.
No. I didn't come here with you so that I could sleep alone. I'd rather have insomnia with you than sleep without you.
Sweet insomnia, then.
Sweet insomnia. I still don't understand why the apiary sent in those hornets.
Irena would know. Now let's just hope that there is in fact a way to reach her on Lonero.
Did you hear that?
No.
I'm getting paranoid. So, where are you taking us?
Nowhere, it seems.
Maybe she's waiting for our go, or some kind of instructions?
In that case... into the unknown.
Talk about the unknown.
This is something else.
Why do you think she brought us here?
Maybe... because she needs our help?
But we just helped her out.
There are times when you have more than one problem.
Hmm.
Anyway, now that we're here, should we take a look around?
Yes, sir. Rust.
Saw that.
Now that's an extractor.
Exanova settled all the way out here?
They've traveled billions of lumsects to come to Source. They're not gonna back down because they saw a sticky swamp.
Boom! Seed!
Good eye. More than rare. No one has ever been able to grow them in the apiary. I had a chance to study them once. Our lab almost went bankrupt trying to procure some.
Huh. And what's so special about them?
Everything. No one seems to understand how these plants work. They don't require nutrients, apparently nothing that allows for photosynthesis. Actually, to be exact, I shouldn't even be calling it a plant.
What should we call it?
Considering that we've never found anything even remotely similar, Glufacrids.
Okay. Can you eat it?
Somehow I don't believe that was a priority question for biologists.
What? Biologists don't eat?
Yes, you can eat it, but it's not very good. It's acrid.
Oh. I guess I could have figured that out.
On the other hand, it has outstanding medicinal qualities. We were able to observe some amphibians feeding on it in order to regrow their lost limbs.
What? That is awesome!
I doubt it would work for us, but it probably wouldn't hurt us.
Sorry, I accidentally clicked out of the first sentence. Didn't mean to. I was trying to turn.
6-all! You is back in the game!
Nice try, but we're at 7-5 now. I'm keeping count.
Oh. Seven to 6. Don't call it a comeback. When do we stop, by the way?
I don't know. 9?
9 it is. We're gonna get stuffed.
A nest. Look at that. Beautiful nature at work. Even covered in rust, the mom is still keeping an eye on her little ones.
I don't think those are her little ones.
Whose little ones do you think they are then?
Judging by their size, I'd say our flying friends.
That's ludicrous. Why would she keep an eye on someone else's eggs? They're not even the same species.
Kay, don't you see the empty shell?
He ate the baby. He ate our friend's baby.
I've been trying to tell you.
Oh, no, no, no. That's not gonna happen. Ha! Look who's acting shy when fighting someone their own size.
I wouldn't call that acting shy.
We're that good. Yeah, that's it. Get out of here. Hope I don't see your face ever again.
I'm surprised, Kay. I thought you would start lecturing about the different paths of survival. Chalk it up on the laws of nature. Each one has its place, yada da 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 da.
Yes, everyone has its place, except the baby eaters.
Ha! Well, our friend looks grateful.
I'm sure that's the reason she brought us here.
Alright, then I guess you can bring us back now.
I guess we just need to ask. Come on, lady. Time to bring us home. This one is nice and ripe.
Did you watch my move?
No, I was too focused on mine. Did you see it?
No.
It feels even crazier with your eyes closed.
You had your eyes closed? It could always be useful.
A good one.
Oh.
Are we saving those for later?
Of course. That's one more.
Nope, I'm stuck.
Have you ever tried hopping on it backward?
I wouldn't be here speaking to you if I had tried. Smells pretty musty in here.
We're probably the first people to enter this place in years.
Do you think this was someone's house?
Certainly looks like it. This was probably the bedroom. This was the kitchen. Except someone cleared it all out.
Not all. Look.
Okay, all of it except the teapot. They must have forgotten about that.
Their loss, I win.
What? Are you thinking about keeping it?
Why not? It'll be more useful in the nest.
What are you gonna use it for?
I was thinking, tea?
Yeah, all right.
You evens the score! It's incredible!
Ah, finally. I was starting to get bored. Now I can start playing for real.
These guys are creeps. Too easy.
This one's a little rotten, isn't it?
You're a little rotten.
Huh?
Sorry, was reflex.
Not bad.
Hey, that's for cooking. Been there.
Well, yeah, that's... Do you think we'll have enough?
We never have enough.
Another bit of rust for your collection?
Oh, cool. I don't have this one yet. Okay.
Do it again?
Easy now. I think you're forming a habit. Thanks, friend. All right, give me those medicinal plants of yours. Time to fire up the synthesizer. With this thing, we'll be right back on our feet.
Are you sure you know how?
I have a synthesizer in my ship. Of course I know how these work.
No, wait, that's not the way.
I know what I'm doing.
Really? Because at this stage, you should...
Look, I've always done it this way, and it's always worked out. You're not gonna tell me how to use my own synthesizer.
All right. All right, as you wish.
Haha, there. What do you say about that?
All right. I didn't know you could also do it that way.
And?
Sorry I doubted you.
And?
I love you?
Okay, that's not what I was expecting, but it'll do.
The apple brew should be ready by now.
Looks like it is.
There's an uprising in the apiary. The factories on Down are at a standstill. Beauty is complete havoc. The revolutionary forces have stood heavy losses, but everything could still change. The remaining able-bodied survivors have taken up arms and gather on top to launch the last offensive. Your many years working in a revolutionary cell have turned you into a natural leader. The crowd behind you is awaiting instructions.
I march on the council.
Some of the revolutionaries in your group have taken issue with your decision. They wanted to put an end to the matchmaker's dictatorship, but they cannot imagine a society without the council.
Borons!
They're wanting to split up. They head for the matchmaker.
Let them do it. We don't need these cowardly cowards.
The raging mass quickly splits into two groups. Most of the revolutionaries are still behind you, but you can feel that their confidence has been shaken. You finally arrive in front of the council's palace. But as you start ramming into the doors, they open on their own, unleashing an army of Hornet drones who are hiding inside.
Blute!
The Hornets charge. They neutralize your first line within a few seconds. Some of them are moving swiftly towards your flanks. They're trying to surround you.
We press on! Press on!
You shout your order, but it's too late. You are too disorganized, but especially you are too few. The line of Hornets manages to cordon you off. You are trapped, stuck in place. Through one of the Hornets' audio chat, you can hear that the other group has had the same fate. You feel the end coming. The revolution has been stifled. Suddenly, right under your feet, a trap door opens. You see Kay signaling for you to come down.
Hey, pretty boy.
No time to chat. You go down the ladder. The underground tunnels lead you to a secret spatioport where the nest is awaiting you, ready to take off in case things take a turn. And take a turn they do. Kay takes your hand to lead you in.
I press his body against mine.
After being routed by the Hornets, the warmth of his body feels very comforting. Kay lowers his hands to your lower back and presses his lips against yours.
I take his t-shirt off.
He allows you, then helps take yours off. Your pecs are pressed against his burning chest. Kay puts his hand behind your neck, and a shiver goes through your body. You can no longer hear the commotion outside. Your spirit is captured by the taste of his saliva, the smell of his sweat.
I unbutton his pants.
At first, held tight by his erection, the button doesn't give in until it whispers away. And then you slip your hand into Kay's underwear.
Okay, stop. Stop talking. Show me.
Woo! I gotta fan myself a little. Ooh. That went somewhere I wasn't expecting. Liked it.
All done. The greenhouse is open for business. I've already planted a couple of things. We can add more as we find them.
As long as we don't plant any apple juice.
I don't think we'd be able to anyway. Fruits need a lot more space than this. But we can definitely try with pretty much any medicinal plant.
Welcome to your new home, my little plant. I hope you'll be able to prosper and live in good health. Because your health is our wealth.
Okay, we need to heal.
You?
Yeah?
I see you've brushed your hair in the shower again.
How can you tell?
It's not draining.
Sorry. So, what's this Rocky chunk got to say?
Well, first.
Really? What is it?
No, it's not.
So,
But that.
how the...
First of. Then you
Okay,
that I'm. One.
you can do...
Already.
No.
Alright, guys, thank you so much for keeping me company while I played through another episode. Well, look at the little teapot they found. Okay, well, we do gotta eat. I guess I'll do that really quick.
Balding Bloot, this place is freezing. That's it. Looks like we're having a taste of winter on Source.
What? No, I just lowered the thermostat.
Huh?
I wanted a cup of tea.
Is there any room left under your covers?
Come in.
It does feel real nice in here. What kind of tea is it?
Apple dews.
I should have guessed.
Alright, thank you again, guys, for joining me. I will be back pretty quick.